T.R. Kesavan of the Congress Party is joining us on this program. Mr. Kesavan, we're seeing Rahul Gandhi fighting the battle of his life. It's not known yet whether he will ultimately win or not. It's it's poised very delicately. You know, where do you think this all went wrong for this young Baba brigade of the Congress?
I think the results are indeed quite disappointing for the Congress Party, rather the trends. I don't think there's going to be a huge change in the contour of the landscape. But I feel, I think it's more of taking your message and intent to the people. Case in point is, in Telangana, if you see the results, the Congress Party seems to be, not faring that well. Even the TDP seems to be doing better. And we all know that the Congress Party went out of its way to ensure that, justice is done to the people of Telangana. So given the pointer there, I think the shortcoming is more of taking your message out to the people and, conveying your record to the people. I think that's where the shortcoming has been.
You've got China.
Are you, Mr. Kesavan, are you willing to formally concede defeat? Has the Congress Party decided?
China.
Satyavrata Chaturvedi, one of the General Secretaries, also spoke to the press. I think the trends look very disappointing, and I don't think, it's looking very good for the Congress Party.
Formally conceding defeat?
The leadership is going to address the press at about 2. I think you should wait till then.
Mr. Kesavan, talking about your leadership, where is your leadership at the moment? I mean, they're clearly not in public view. They're clearly silent. They haven't conceded defeat. You're saying that the results are disappointing. They're actually cataclysmic. But I just want to know, where at this moment of clear crisis is the leadership of the Congress Party? Where is Sonia? Where is Rahul? What are they doing?
You have seen a lot of elections, Karanji. I think, before 2 o'clock, you're still looking at trends and, many rounds of counting are still left. So the results per se are not out. And I think any party, any leadership, do you see Mr. Modi ji coming out and, claiming victory yet? I think any sensible party will wait for these trends to turn into results and, concrete results to come out before taking a stand either way.
Can I put this to you?
326.
The BJP is leading in 319, Congress Plus in just 76. The BJP on its own, by the way, is leading in over 275. Even though these are just leads and not results, the writing is on the wall. It's not just staring you in the face, it's shouting at you. Is this not a moment for good grace to pick up the phone, to concede defeat, rather than wait till the last possible moment when it'll actually seem as if it was squeezed out of you? Why not take the initiative?
Not at all. The party is very graceful, and I think we respect the will of the people, and the will of the people will be out when the results are clear. And I think we concede that the trend is disappointing. We do concede that the trend is disappointing, and it's definitely not what we hope for.
All right.
It's just a matter of hour or two. You should wait till the results are out.
All right, we'll happily wait till the results are out. It's only an hour or two. Do you think this is a moment when, in fact, the top leadership of the Congress Party should accept moral responsibility for bringing the party to its worst ever performance? By the way, if the performance ends up the way it's reflected, it's less than half of what Mrs. Gandhi brought you down to in 1977. And it's perhaps 50, 60 seats worse than 1999. So given that outcome, has the time come for someone in Congress to accept moral responsibility and step aside?
Like the Congress President, for instance. Do you think it's a time for the Congress President to accept responsibility?
See, Karan, I think the difference between the BJP and the Congress campaign is BJP made it about an individual. Well, the Congress Party was running on, it was a collective leadership running on the record of the 10 years of the government, and we were very proud and still are very proud of what we did. As I said, the issue is we have not taken the message properly to the people, and I think it's a collective responsibility in the face of defeat. I think everybody is going to take responsibility at the state level, at the district level, and I think
Mr. Tarun Gogoi has already taken responsibility. Who's going to take?
I can't hear you, please.
He said Tarun Gogoi has already taken responsibility and offered to resign for the poor performance in Assam. If a chief minister can do it at his level, why can't the Congress president do it at hers?
I have not heard about Tarun Gogoi's statement. I'm hearing it on your show now. But I think, the Congress Party never made it about an individual. That is the difference between our leadership. Whenever we won, we never said it's because of an individual. Whether it was, the last two 2 years, two Lok Sabha elections when we won. We never said one individual was responsible for it.
Mr. Kesavan, stay with us. Don't go away. We also have Shaina NC of the BJP joining us. I'd like you to stay while I talk to her. Maybe we can talk to both of you together. Shaina NC, the BJP now seems to have... Shaina NC, can you hear me?
Doesn't look like it.
No, I'm afraid we've lost the line. I'll come back to you, Rahul. Mr. Kesavan, if you're still there. Mr. Kesavan, are you still there?
I'm here.
Okay. Mr. Kesavan, let me put this to you. You said that the problem was that you hadn't communicated the message properly. Do you think the real problem is that the message itself was the wrong one? India didn't want to hear the message regardless of whether you communicated it well or not.
We were talking about the development and the change the Congress party and the UP ushered in the 10 years. As I said, we are very proud of our record. We have done, we have brought in, a lot of good things around in this country, and I think that's what we ran upon. We never ran a polarizing campaign.
Why did the BJP win on development or change?
Sorry, I couldn't hear your question.
No,
Sorry,
what she's asking is why did the BJP win on development and change?
The main issue in this election, Mr. Kesavan, was development and change and governance. So were you actually, would you say that you didn't deliver on these things and that's why they were the biggest issue and that is why Narendra Modi has managed to win?
I would entirely disagree with that, ma'am, because while the Congress party wanted to make it about development, the kind of campaign it turned out to was hardly about development. If you see any,
That's not true. It was Vikas and Parivartan. Everywhere you went. Everywhere.
Everywhere we went, we heard the Giriraj, Giriraj.
This is not true. This is not true.
We heard
The
Baba
word,
Ramdev.
I'm sorry, the word Hindutva barely entered this campaign.
But see the kinds of hate ventriloquism used by Mr. Giriraj.
So
Mr.
Rahul Gandhi
Ramdas
said that
Kadam.
22,000 people will be killed. Rahul Gandhi said that 22,000 people will be killed if Narendra Modi is elected. Was that not a hate speech?
Please see who started this.
All right.
It was about development to begin with.
Mr. Kesavan, stay there. Don't go away. Shaina NC is back with us. Don't go away. I want to involve you in the discussion, but let me bring in Shaina NC. Shaina NC, you've got 321 as an alliance. You're probably somewhere just above 275 as a party on your own. But the huge cloud on your horizon is that, in fact, Arun Jaitley is trailing. Last when we heard, he was trailing by over 30,000, which looks as if it's now likely to turn into a defeat, although that's not confirmed. How much of a loss will it be for the BJP if Arun Jaitley loses and cannot become a minister?
Well, let me start by just addressing one point, Karanji, that the Congress spokesperson talked about. He tried to suggest that, he's got a mandate on development and the good work they did in 10 years. I'd like to say that, just let me address that one point, please. 10 years, the Congress has done nothing but allocate freebies and subsidies and make society lethargic. What Modi ji and the BJP is planning to do is only to empower every single Indian so that he or her is economically empowered, literate and secure in their individual territory.
I take that.
I think that's the fundamental difference, where our development model is not divisive, contrary to what anyone may allege. Otherwise, we would not have got 300 plus votes.
Absolutely. Shaina, no one.
Coming to your other point.
Please do.
Yeah.
Yes, come to my question now.
Point about Mr. Arun Jaitley. Yes, there have been dynamics where certain constituencies are slightly more different. You have Captain Amrinder, you have an anti-incumbency against the SAD, and you had a candidate from the UP party. So there has been a division of votes, and some candidates do end up winning, some do lose. Mr. Arun Jaitley continues to have an extremely important part to play in the Rajya Sabha, and I don't think that would do away from his being a minister in the government.
You do believe that, in fact, despite losing a Lok Sabha seat, he can be a minister in Mr. Modi's government. I want you to confirm that.
Absolutely, because he is a strategist. He has been crucial to this campaign, and overall his dimensions and strategy to this election campaign of 2014 is something that nobody can undermine.
Do you remember in 1998 when Mr. Jaswant Singh lost and Mr. Vajpayee wanted to make him finance minister, the RSS said no, and Mr. Jaswant Singh couldn't get the job. Do you remember in 2004 when Shivraj Patil and P. Saeed lost and Congress made them ministers and brought them in via the Rajya Sabha? The BJP was extremely critical. Will all of that be forgotten if you have to do the same thing to Arun Jaitley? Is it so easy to forget it?
I think these are very different examples you have given. In Mr. Arun Jaitley's case, anyone who tries to dismiss the fact that he is the key strategist in this election would only be playing devil's advocate. Mr. Arun Jaitley has been a contributing factor to the victory, and I think that it's important to understand that contributions are of different sorts. Contributions also are part of strategy, and I don't think we can cite the previous two examples you gave.
Mr. Kesavan, if you're still there, what you've heard, in fact, in the earlier part of her answers from Shaina NC was that it was the message of development, it was the appeal to India's aspirational classes, a phrase that, in fact, Mr. Chidambaram, your finance minister, picked up when he said at Shekhar Gupta's book launch that the great mistake the UPA made was not to realize India had moved on from being a petitioning to an aspirational society. It was that package of the BJP's message that has struck a resonance. Can you accept that your message not only was badly communicated, but failed to realize that India had moved on from being a petitioning to an aspirational society, and that you weren't resonating in the same way?
The trends do definitely show that the BJP has resonated more than what the Congress message has. The question is, again, I'm coming back as trying to be graceful again, as we said. See, you cannot lose out the fact that while the BJP talked about development, there were other strains and strands too that cannot be wished away. And the question is, if suppose these trends continue to hold good, what kind of governance are they going to give? Are they going to only, be a party and a government for the people who voted for them, or be a party and government for all the people who didn't vote for them too? That's going to be the big question.
Please understand, I think that the Congress shouldn't be making this kind of a statement right now, because this is a mandate on stability.